Cosmos with Bailey. I am a clairvoyant, psychic medium, and spiritual healer based in New Zealand. So today's video is going to be on a healer's perspective, and I'm going to talk a little bit about spiritual bypassing and how that happens and how it's really important to not sort of paint everything with love and light. And also I'm going to talk a little bit about the spiritual ego and how the spiritual ego sort of glosses over everything and how there's not actually true healing and integration that's taking place. So I'm just going to use the idea of family dynamics as an example of this. And what has happened is that we are sort of incarnated into a consciousness where there is a lot of disempowered and wounded masculine and feminine energetics and family dynamics that we've experienced and we've grown up in, or not for everyone, but you know, depending on your experience. And you may have experienced some abusive dynamics, or really unloving, supportive family dynamics, or even bullying in your teens. You know, there's things that can happen that we experience that are really, really disempowering. And a lot of the times in the spiritual community, people talk about love and light and forgive and love all. I know that's a really big thing in the Buddhist teachings. Buddhist teachings are absolutely amazing. And I've usually found that Buddhist teachings are amazing if you're sitting atop a mountain and you're out of the everyday modern world. But I found it myself. I was like, how can I? Anyway, I will leave the Buddhist stuff to another time. But essentially with healing work, you can't bypass feelings of disempowerment and hatred and all the other things that you're experiencing and feeling if you're actually feeling them. You cannot heal and evolve out of the connection or the disempowerment without first admitting that you are incredibly disempowered and that you hate X, Y, Z. I've seen in working with, a lot of my work revolves around moving people out of disempowering experiences and what we've experienced in family dynamics. A lot of what we're experienced in family dynamics will hinder you as an adult in moving into true spiritual empowerment and also living out your life on your own terms and your own choices. This is very, very common, and we're sort of evolving, and through the generations we are evolving into higher expressions of family dynamics. And there's a big themes right now about evolving and changing the nature of family dynamics. And you know, there's like a lot of stuff going on about ancestral healing, family trauma, inner child stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming up. And we are sort of changing the nature of family dynamics and you know, like passing down trauma. Like there's a lot of people that like, I don't want to do that to my own children. And we feel like, especially in your 30s and 40s, I'd say you'd be like feeling that and being like, wow, I have had a really abusive childhood and I don't want to do this to my children. And a lot of things can take place that you are not aware of. And what I've seen with healing work is that you have to admit to what you're feeling and what you've experienced in order to move and evolve out of disempowerment. A lot of us have experienced ways of living and being that made us feel like we didn't have a choice to create the life that we wanted. And if you do not face the disempowerment or the dynamics in which played out for you, and you try to cover it up with spiritual ideology or love and light, you are not going to evolve out of the disempowerment. You cannot cover up what's actually happened to you and how you're actually feeling about something. It's okay to admit that you don't like a family member because of the way they treated you. If you go on pretending that and trying to use spiritual concepts to cover that up, you are not going to release yourself from how you actually feel about that person. You have to admit to how you feel and how that situation made you feel in order to evolve and reach energetic reconciliation. So for that matter, You just cannot paint everything with love and light. It's not true healing, and very real things happen to us. And you can't deny the experience if it happened. And I do know there's a lot of dissociation with the idea of trying to paint everything with love and light. Oh, I had a really lovely childhood. No, I didn't. My mother bullied me my entire life. It is a really, you can't deny. And also what happens is that if you're naturally very empathic and internally attuned, you're going to feel sympathy for the person that maybe abused you and excuse it. And you're not going to heal from that, and you're not going to get higher levels of self-respect and boundaries and dignity. So a lot of the stuff that's happened in our childhood, we will be lacking in self-respect and dignity for ourselves, and we will not realize that we have the ability to choose better relationships for ourselves. But you have to work through those feelings of disempowerment and dislike, and admit that you feel those things. You are under no obligation to keep people in your life who have been abusive or disrespectful. This has come through to me time and time again from the spirit realms. You need to make choices for yourself about what you want in your reality. And you just cannot, just because of how we are experiencing ourselves right now, you cannot paint everything with the idea of love and light. That's not the reality of where we're experiencing ourselves right now. So you can't sort of bypass your true feelings on a situation and how you're feeling about someone. If you don't like someone, or you don't want someone around you, or you don't like XYZ, you have to admit that to yourself. You can't just sort of cover it up with the idea of unity consciousness, and it may, someone's energy may just not be for you, and you have to admit that. You can't just cover everything up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, working as a healer, you're just not obligated to keep people in your life that you're not enjoying or don't like. Yes, so you've got to be really mindful of spiritual teachings out there that are trying to cover things up, or trying to say that you need to love someone who has been really disrespectful to you. Sometimes what happens with these things is that you have to go through many layers of feeling and emotion before you come, and there could be some past life karma, or there could, I don't know the situation, but you have to come to a reconciliation within yourself. And just because you've reached forgiveness, it doesn't, or you've seen the situation for what it is, it doesn't mean that you need to keep that person in your life that they're continuously disrespectful towards you. You're within your rights, and this is coming from a healer, you're within your rights to choose about who you want in your energy and who you don't. And that is discernment, that is maturity, that is grown adult spiritual behavior. And you are not obligated to keep people in your life or your energy field that do not respect you and love you. There are many, many things that go on this earth, and you need to make informed, wise, mature decisions for yourself and how you want to live out your incarnation. So there's a lot of juvenile teachings out there when it comes to healing, and especially family and abusive family dynamics. You are under no obligation to cover up how you're actually feeling and how you actually experience things in the name of love and light and spirit. Whew, goodness me. Yeah, so I almost wanted to say it's almost like this spiritual washing or glossing over the fact that you've had a hard time, and you don't, you need to feel and allow yourself to feel those things. I think this is what happens when you get people who take ayahuasca all the time, or drugs. They're trying to cover up how they're actually feeling, and they may feel really amazing outside of their body, And in the body, this is where all the emotions and the downtrodden disempowerment and the hatred is sitting. You can't just sort of take something and then expect for your energy body to be clear. You've actually got to work with what's going on within. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that was helpful.